Hello everybody, Robert Dunt, arttop10.com, strolling down here by the Royal Academy to go and see this Kyosai, like a famous Japanese printmaker essentially. Find out more when we get inside. It's one of the most innovative artists of his day. Lived during a turbulent time and had the nickname Demon of Painting, which he lived by. Also known for his impromptu painting performances. Anyway, let's nip in. We're just going to focus on a few little bits here and there and try and give you a little vibe. Kyosai was a highly trained painter and was proficient in traditional methods and subjects. One of the things he did was he broke convention by blurring the established boundary between serious and comic pictures. Quite intriguing. He often saw humour in serious subjects and introduced comic and everyday content in highly finished, detailed paintings. This first room demonstrates his range and skill across diverse genres, such as animals, monsters, ghosts, protective deities, and Buddhist icons. It's also exploring Western techniques such as perspective shading and the study of anatomy. So still here in the first room, you can see you've got like a big scroll at the back and you've got these big scrolls down the side. Quite interesting, some of these things, this looks like a sort of film still. Look at it, almost looks like an actual sort of film still with these two sort of women at the front and a real kind of film still vibe to them, and this crazy guy leaping around in the back. It's interesting to see just how much these things are quite contemporary. It's interesting. Also interesting just how big a lot of these pictures were as you look around. So these are paintings of crows that apparently sort of really got his fame going. When his painting Winter Crown of Withered Branch won the top prize for painting in the Domestic Industrial Exhibition in 1881. It's intriguing. I mean, he's obviously good at painting crows, and I do like the way, again, got these mad brush strokes making that branch to his insatiable desire to go beyond the normal kind of painting. There's a rather beautiful little monkey here in this one. Let me just move around. Look at that lovely little monkey with his little sweet, hairy little face. There's another adorable little monkey here. He was obviously really good at painting these kind of glorious little kind of subjects. But over here is this absolutely fantastic frog playing like a guitar or something. Absolutely bizarre, almost more like Beatrix Potter, you'd have thought. The little excerpts I'm focusing on from the first room here, I think it's really showing his sort of prowess as a traditional ukiyo-e painter, essentially. And you got these beautiful kind of mountains. Well, then around here you've got like another fantastic tiger. They look so human, these little crazy beasts. Look at that little tiger, he's lovely. It's quite dark in here and you've got the reflection from everything. But he's a cool tiger. I mean, obviously he was amazingly good at these kind of traditional works. Another cracking painting. Look at this guy's absolutely brilliant face. Look at that with his little teeth popping out. This is Shogi and the Two Demons. Shogi is the Japanese name for the Chinese Taoist deity Zhongkui, a vanquisher of demons and sickness caused by evil beings. He is said to have appeared in a dream of the Zhang Emperor Wangzhong. When he was bedridden, he saved the emperor from the demons tormenting him. When the emperor awoke, the illness was gone. But again, another demo, his brilliant ability to sort of paint very traditional, good things. And look at this beautiful picture here. Absolutely lovely colour on this dress. Amazing sort of detail, but actually, interestingly, not done too tightly. It's actually quite loose, the detail on that. And again over here, this one, where you've got the woman and this crazy guy dancing in the background. Again, there's beautiful detail, but it's not over-laboured. It's kind of quite relaxed. So move on into the next room, see what happens there. They're moving out the sort of traditional, I'm guessing, into something more laughing at modernity. Talking about how Kyosai had a keen interest in society and captured contemporary events in his pictures with humour and piquancy, and his satirical prints from the 1860s, the period leading up to the collapse of the shogunate regime, reflect widespread anxiety about the political turmoil. You've got frog battles, monster parties, and wildly dancing semi-human creatures. Intriguing, although this room is probably more about... it's not actually grabbing me so much, this room. But other things about this room are really interesting, like this preparatory drawing. It's quite extraordinary preparatory drawing, actually. Either for prints or paintings made of the actual size of the finished work. Look, he's actually got this bit over here on the right is actually angled one way, and he's sort of shifted it in. That's sort of contemporary. He's moved that around. Corrections were made by pasting on additional thin layers of paper, so it's almost quite transparent, actually. It's quite extraordinary. We made another neater version of the drawing and used vermilion lines for rough drafts before switching to black as his ideas coalesced. Look again, another preparatory drawing. And these are really interesting, actually. Quite intriguing how he'd work on those. Very kind of, sort of Michelangelo kind of style of, I think it's Michelangelo, but you know, that kind of more very traditional style of putting things together. In the second room, that's absolutely amazing. This little thing here. This is his picture diary. He started keeping picture diary before 1870 and continued until his death in 1889. His diaries provide a vivid record of his life, chronicling, among other things, lessons with pupils, visitors to his house, outings, commissions, artworks seen or purchased, food eaten, and money and gifts received. Absolutely amazing, little stunning sketchbooks. So cool, remind you of those kind of little David Hockney sketchbooks, but I mean, look at it. Absolutely fascinating. Lovely, relaxed little pictures. This one's quite a strange picture, where you've got a sort of Christ figure, and then you've got, you've got 4 other people down there, because it's called 5 Holy Men. Says it was could be interpreted as a protest at a time when Confucianism was being challenged. Christianity appeared to exploit every opportunity to proselytize, and Buddhism was actively campaigning. Anyway, whatever it is, it's a strange painting. These are some of the bits I find a bit more bizarre in this room. You've got like these cats pulling a catfish float with Gordon woman. They're really bizarre, frankly. Look at that little weird yawning cat there. But quite a strange thing. Quite just weird, basically. But again, reminds me a bit more of like sort of quite British sort of things where you see weird animals in drawings. Really odd things. It does broaden your mind, I suppose, what you think of Japanese prints as and what they actually are. So you got some quite strange ones over there. Moving around here, you got some more sort of animal fights, and then over here you've got famous mirror, the Spirit of Japan, newly published, which is really weird. But you've got a guy sort of smashing a plate in the center, looking kind of grumpy, and all this kind of out of here, almost like it seems to be flying out of a mirror. There's a sort of crazy mirror stuff flying out. Oh, look at that mad dragon in the top right hand corner. But it's it reminds me of a comic, like a Marvel comic, quite sort of contemporary kind of picture. You could see sort of Spider-Man exploding out the Spider-Verse into this, disappearing through different time zones. These certainly are contemporary. Even these ones over here. This is another one that reminds me more of like a comic, like contemporary sort of comics, like Batman or Spider-Man or one of these things. This guy reading this book, and there's quite strong narratives in these things. Anyway, let's head out of here and into the next room. This one's called Sparrows at a Calligraphy and Painting Party. Seems to be about one of those painting parties that they had. But again, what I rather like about this is just so light and brisk and simple. All these little sparrows, but they're like little people. Then you've got like either a mirror or a door in the background. I often find these little simple ones so much better than the more, overtly meant to be famous special stuff. Got rather a nice elephant down here. Look at that. It's got sort of sad eyes, that elephant. They're all quite human. So this is cool. This is a big sort of massive scroll depicting these kind of painting parties, I think. It's really good fun. You can see all these little people going mad here. That older painter doing his picture, the other one with his hands out. Everybody's sort of getting involved. I think it's, what is it? Kawanabe Kyōsai, Takelete, Okuhara Seko, and 52 other artists and calligraphers. So it's like a mad painting party. It's a really cool picture. It's just got all these fun little crazy things going on in here. Gives you a real vibe of what these painting parties must have been like. This room has got quite a lot of other kind of vibes of that kind of thing, of different kind of I suppose Most of it kind of satirical again, sort of laughing at things. But within that, you got these lovely things like these crows. He became famous, I think it's said to start with, for the crows. You just got really straightforward, nice things. Look at that lovely brushstroke going up to the crow. So cool. Must have done like a million crows, but another little cat chilling out, relaxing there in its little cat world. So, well, we'll just sum it up to say, so the first room, you've got all those lovely traditional things. As you wander off, you've got the laughing and modernity sort of section I'm wandering through now. Then down to the final room, which is the the artist meets his public. Interesting exhibition in all. In some ways, the first room is the best, is that a way to describe it, or most easily enjoyable, because you just got wonderful pictures. But then obviously you've got to try and place all that in context these days, haven't you? Try and explain something different about its public. I suppose you could say that's like a social media kind of vibe, or satirical edge, but I guess it shows the broad range this guy had. But it's an interesting show. Personally, I love those little sketchbooks. I thought they were amazing, these little sketchbooks he did. So cool. You can look at those for ages. I'd love to see more of them. And you got lovely animals in it. But it's interesting. I mean, they're beautiful, simple paintings. Must have been produced loads of them. And I like those crazy frog battles. I feel I've kind of seen them before. It's interesting. It's got quite a sort of vibe of history. I feel you're going back into this kind of past, as well as seeing these pictures, which as ever still relate to contemporary world. Anyway, interesting exhibition. And I can't help getting over that Beatrix Potter vibe. I keep thinking these frogs and stuff in it looks so much like those Beatrix Potter books. Anyway, as ever, like and subscribe to this channel, arttop10.com, and my other channel, Travel Dog, which is all like sort of, fast food reviews, travel reviews, walks in the UK, stuff like that. Anyway, that's a nice one, so thanks everybody. So, Adarfiz, auf Wiedersehen, ciao, bye-bye, au revoir, see you all soon.